So this right here is the movie Deadpool figure from SH Figuarts, one of my favorite figures. To celebrate the release of Deadpool and Wolverine, I'm putting this figure to the test by recreating iconic poses from the Deadpool movies. Get ready for some maximum effort as we bring the essence of our beloved anti-hero to life. Let the challenge begin. We're kicking things off with the unforgettable highway scene from the first Deadpool movie, starting with this seated pose. In this shot, Deadpool is looking down at a piece of paper. He's hunched over a bit, and his ankles are crossed. We'll use the figure's wide eyes and relaxed hands to capture this shot. We'll also remove the katanas from his back to make posing easier. Let's start by adjusting the head and positioning the arms to mimic Deadpool holding the paper. Then we'll bend the knees and cross the ankles by twisting the thighs. We'll crunch the midsection forward to make the pose look more natural too. And finally, we need to add a piece of paper for Deadpool to hold. I don't have any paper props for my figures with that artwork that Deadpool had, so I'll need to cut out my own piece of paper that fits the size of his hands and just go from there. I'll also fold it a bit to match the details that we see in the shot. With that, our first pose is complete. Next up is the iconic shot from Deadpool's 12-bullet countdown. For this pose, we'll use the narrower eyes and trigger hands that come with the figure. To complete the setup, we'll add the guns, one non-firing for the left hand and a firing one for the right. I'll start by tilting the figure's head slightly forward, and then I'll position the legs in a way that looks similar to this, just gently twisting the thighs too to make the legs look as if they're touching one another. Once the legs are in place, we'll move on to the arms. The left hand will be placed slightly behind the thigh, with the wrist twisted to show the side of the gun. The right arm will be curved upward. One thing about this pose is that it does require a lot of adjustments here and there to make sure that everything is aligned right so that when you capture that shot, the perspective of it looks like what we see in the movie. While hunting for some poses from the first movie, I found another shot from the highway where DP is kneeling and dual wielding his Desert Eagles. I have the figure prepped with everything in the shot, so let's get posing. Our first step in recreating this pose is to get the legs in this kneeled position. I start by raising the left leg, twisting the thigh, and bending the knee. That's how we nail that angle seen in the shot. Before moving over to the right leg, let's push this leg out and reposition the foot so that he's only on his toes. As for the right leg, we'll need to bend the knee. I do wish this figure had some better range in the knee bends, but unfortunately that's not the case, and hopefully if SH Figuarts does release another Deadpool, they'll have that fixed. Finishing up posing the right leg, let's hunch him forward, twist the direction of his head, and raise the arms. Quick tip, by rotating the wrist joint, you can change the position of the hands, which is necessary for tilting the gun hands up or down. Attaching the katana's back, Deadpool is ready for action. For our next pose, I'm doing one more shot from the highway scene of the first movie. In this scene, Deadpool finally catches up with Francis and Colossus arrives just in time to stop Deadpool's fun, flinging him into a car. SH Figuarts figures are excellent at capturing these dynamic moments, so let's give it a shot. To capture Deadpool's shocked expression, give this figure wide eyes and outstretched hands. After that, crunch the midsection and position the arms and legs at different angles to convey that motion of a character falling or being thrown. You want to do your best to depict the hands and arms as if they're reaching for something. Having a mental image of these actions helps when recreating this pose. It's time to get off the highway and try a few poses from the second movie, Deadpool 2. While rewatching the movies, I found the next pose I wanted to try. Deadpool kneeling with one hand wielding a katana and the other wielding his Desert Eagle. I'm all set to pose my figure equipped with every part necessary for the Wait a minute, I totally forgot that Deadpool removed his hand when back on the highway in Deadpool 1, so I'm gonna need to give him a new one so that he can wield that katana. Alright, now we're ready. To start, bend the right leg completely and tilt the foot slightly. Then raise the left leg, bending the knee and twisting the thigh outward to create a dynamic kneeling position. Once the legs are positioned, focus on the upper body. Begin by slightly curving the arm holding the katana and then tilt the torso toward the katana wielding arm to make the pose look more natural. Adjust the head to align with the direction of the hand wielding the Desert Eagle. After some back and forth with the joints to get them just right, the pose was complete and here's how it looks. All the promotion and the marketing of the Deadpool movies is pure genius, and I think we've seen some of the best yet with Deadpool and Wolverine. One of my favorite promos from Deadpool 2 is the Flashdance inspired movie poster. Recreating this pose will be fairly simple. All we need to do is have the right leg stay straight, and then the left calf be pushed back with the heel up and toe touching the ground. We'll also need to tilt the head so that it's looking up and then push the arms back to finish the pose. I do wish I had a chair prop for this figure to complete the look of this pose, but my good old camera lens will have to suffice. Speaking of 80s film references, there's another one in Deadpool 2 where DP is up against Cable and calls him
One-Eyed Willie.
a reference to the Goonies, which Josh Brolin starred in. In this scene, Deadpool is about to slice an incoming bullet in slow-mo. It's a cool stance, so let's try to do it with this figure. Now, seeing how this shot is a close-up, I don't have a view of how the bottom half is positioned. Instead of keeping the legs straight or maybe just moving in closer for when it's time to take the shot of the pose, I decided to add some of my own flair to it by having one leg in the front and the other in the back with the knees slightly bent. I think this will make the pose look way better, and this is how it turned out. It's been a few days of working on this video, and it's time for me to see Deadpool and Wolverine. Since this movie is about teaming up, I called in a favor from all of you to submit your own pose recreations from the Deadpool movies. So while I get ready to head into the theater, I'll let you all take over and show off some of your poses. Now that I'm back from the movie though, I think it's only right to do some poses of Deadpool from it. I went through all the trailers and promos, and here are my picks. I have the Real D 3D poster with Deadpool leaning on the car, the walking shot from the teaser trailer, and then the reloading shot from the teaser trailer. Let's get those accessories ready and bring it on home. And there you have it, Deadpool movie poses brought to life with an action figure. I'm so excited to finally share this video with you and hope you all enjoyed it as much as I did making it. While I wish I could have used figures based on the new Deadpool and Wolverine suits, maybe that opportunity will come soon. We'll just have to wait and see. Now I want to hear from you. Which action figures would you like to see next in the posing series? Drop your suggestions in the comments and don't forget to subscribe for more action figure goodness. If you want more posing fun, be sure to check out the other episodes in this series, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.